So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of talk like you're the audience is on the back of my bike, and I'm just going to kind of point out some things that I see as hazards from this point of view. And then we'll just kind of talk and hang out still doing it. So anyways, right here there's a bunch of debris right here. We're not turning left, we're going straight.
Okay.
And I have no problem being one of the last ones. I know we're on a motorcycle and we like to gun it and be the first to the end of the line. But I don't care. And we got this weird ass car behind us. Probably not liking that we went a little bit slow, but I don't care. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna get out of this lane because he's impatient and he's not gonna give us the bubble space behind us. So let him have that. We'll have the bubble space behind us, and now we'll have the bubble space in front of us. You do it, bro. Too fast, too furious. So now the only thing I have to worry about is the truck to my right in my blind spot.
So you're gonna be in this first position the whole time?
I'm gonna be in here because everyone in the right lane is getting prepared to go right, or they're going slow. So that's the slow lane and turning right. And there's a bunch of people in this neighborhood, like in these neighborhoods, so everyone is merging slowly to the right and to go to that neighborhood. Everyone in the left lane is going faster, turning left. So this middle lane is pretty much the best spot because now I have escape routes to the right, escape routes to the left and the right, and there's a bump right here. You saw how that guy did his suspension dipped.
Right.
That's an indicator that there's going to be a bump. So I always pay attention to those kinds of things too. So I'm letting them go. I mean, everyone else is going faster than me. They're typically, you see, we got this guy coming right here. So I'm gonna just do this. So yep, it's the same thing as those modulating headlights. So like you see like a headlight, it's like doosh, 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 doosh. It's just constantly doing that. It's just creating movement to where it tricks the eyes into looking at you. And so on intersections like that, where the guy's coming out and he thinks he can make it because there's nobody behind us, and he won't be able to see us, I like to be a modulating motorcyclist and just kind of move and move and move. See how everyone turned right? So you got to watch out for that, because if you're behind one of those people that turn right, ooh, that's a nice truck. If you're behind with somebody that wants to turn right, somebody that's coming out of the neighborhood that wants to turn right also will think, oh, these two people turned right, there's no one behind them, I'm going to go ahead and go, and lo and behold, you're behind them. So then you get hit. So this is the best spot for where we're at right now, except for now we don't have the space cushion to the left and to the right. So I'm gonna slow down. It's a red light anyways. You see how if you give enough cushion, somebody will take it?
Yeah.
So you have to really protect your area. And we got a white car behind us. So every intersection I kind of look at who's behind us and who's in front of us and to the side. So here I don't care too much. That guy wants to turn left, but he's not gonna because he sees the traffic behind us. This guy's probably gonna go pretty soon because there's no one in the right lane. So I'm constantly looking at these different things. There's a road hazard right there.
Wow.
Imagine trying to change lanes and there's that big sign of metal. It's gonna slide from underneath you. So you watch out for that. But you see how I'm not trying to keep up with everybody, and I'm not trying to just gun it, because I want this. I want this space. And I'm constantly checking my sides, because if something does happen, I can move from side to side.
But you're keeping up with the traffic, though. You're keeping up to the speed limit.
I mean, if anything, you want to keep up with the flow of traffic, but I'm not going so slow that it's a danger to anybody or myself. So I'm still keeping up with them. I just slow down to let them get ahead, and now I'm going at their speed. You notice how they're not still going ahead of me? They're not taking off. It's because I'm maintaining their speed just 200-300 feet behind. So, well, 200 feet. So right here we got everyone hitting their brake lights. I take that as an indication of they're going too fast and they want to change something up. Nobody does their brakes to slow down to go straight. They put on their brakes to slow down, to turn left, turn right, make a decision, because they're going too fast. So right here, check my sides, everything's good. So now that we're at a single lane, we have these blind turns that are coming out. So what I want to do is I want to present myself in the far left side while maintaining and watching the traffic, because I don't want anybody creeping over on the line hitting me. So we got a blind intersection to the right. I want to open the view to that. So nobody's there, cool. So I can kind of scoot over a little bit so nobody's there, good. Okay, so for here, I want to protect my lane just in case anybody wants to come up behind me into this right lane and gun it and get over. So I'm just gonna get over here and protect my lane. Accelerate, maintain speed so we're not causing any issues.
And we don't have to be on the first position because nobody's gonna be turning.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be turning here, and they shouldn't be turning here. So I don't need to present right here, right now. But now that there's intersections again, and there's a turn lane, I'm gonna present and kind of scoot back just a little bit.
Okay.
Now this gap right here, a lot of people get pissed off when a car wants to turn in front of them during this gap. This is a huge gap. And the only time people get pissed off is because they're not paying attention to cars wanting to turn. So with this gap, if a car wants to turn, I'm gonna let the car turn. I'm not gonna give him the indication of, oh, you shouldn't have done that, now second guess what you did, because then he's gonna stop in front of me. So I'm just gonna be like, oh, you're gonna do it? Okay, I'll roll off the throttle. Go ahead and do it. All right, I'll roll back on the throttle. I'll see you later.
You're controlling your own speed.
Yeah, I don't care what he's doing. I'm aware that that's probably what he's gonna do. So everyone here, there's no one in the turn lane, so they're not going, presenting for these random ass, you know, turns, these blind intersections. We got that white car wanting to turn left. So there's this big gap. I'm fine with that. A lot of people would accelerate and caught this guy right here. So he's probably mad that we're not mad, but he's like, why did that guy point at me? Right here also. So this person wants to go, but they won't go because these cars, so I'm good. So use the other cars and the whole mentality of rider behavior. You do this in your car, you just don't do it on a motorcycle. So that's the big thing. So here, this is where it can kind of get a little bit dangerous because everyone's backed up and they want to get going through the green light.
Mm-hmm.
So the big thing is to kind of just protect your lane. So I'm just going to kind of just do a little bit of maneuvering. You got people on the right. You see this person wants to turn left. I'm like, no, I'm here. Look at me.
Letting you know.
Yep. So I'm off to the right to present myself a little bit better. Because this gap right here, and somebody in a car would try to make it because all they see is the white car behind us and this white car. They don't see us. So I presented myself in a position of, hey, yeah, you can see me. All right, so here, I'm gonna slow down just a little bit. So here, presenting.
Because there is a turn in this way.
Yeah, and I want to get away from the people turning out of here. And this is what I do every day when I ride, and it's easy for me. Somebody made a comment during the live stream that, how is it even fun to ride if you're constantly worried about stuff like that? I'm not. I see these hazards, and I react to them. If anything, it makes the ride more enjoyable because now I can see, you know, I'm not scared.
Right. It just becomes second nature for you, like when we're driving the car. And that's what I want it to become for me.
Brakes. No brakes. Brakes. Looking for something? No brakes. Brakes. No, I found something cool. I'm gonna go. You notice the difference between...
So if it's not scary for you to ride, see, a lot of people would just cut that guy off to turn left. I waited for him. Since it's not scary for me to ride, I enjoy riding. Now, typically I'd get over there to the right, but there's a lot of debris. So right here, I'm gonna just kind of maneuver it to where I can go because there's plenty of time. But yeah, if I'm enjoying the ride, then, I mean, if I'm not worried about being hit, if I'm not worried about, you know, these hazards, if I'm actually actively participating in my own safety, it's nice. See this right here, this guy has to turn, this guy has to get in front of this guy. I mean, I like that he has full gear and everything, but he switched into the right turn only just to get out in front of this guy when you don't need to do that.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. You get the power and everything, it's fun. Trust me, I've done it before. But you just added extra risks to something that wasn't needed. And now that I ride now, I mean, just how I ride, I don't need that. See, he did all that so he can turn right. Now, I'm sure he's a safe rider, you know, just maybe he has to get home, take a dump, I don't know. But who knows? But then again, that could be a driver in a car. It's like, I gotta get home and take a dump, I'm gonna cut everyone off, and now you're the person getting
I don't
hit.
shit my pants.
Yeah, so right here we got a stop sign, or a stoplight. But yeah, the safety issue is not a big deal. Looking for things that makes it more fun because now I'm not worried about things. So right now we got the sunlight in our eyes, and I'm gonna kind of stop.
And you still park off to the side, to the right.
This one I feel comfortable parking like this because there's plenty of room, and everyone's getting into the middle lane because they either want to go right or they want to just keep going straight. This is a weird intersection in of itself, but I noticed that there's nobody behind us, so I'm fine with kind of parking right here. I didn't want to park over there, especially with a passenger, because it's off-cantered, even though I like the curb as my, where I put my foot, but it's off-cantered. And you see the bumps, see the cracks. So me taking off, it's gonna be bumpy at a slow speed, and it's not as good. So this is more of a smooth takeoff. And I wanted to put myself, or put my left foot not on paint, so.
Oh, I see where you're at.
So everyone's kind of stopping. That means it's time for us to go. Nice, easy movement. All right, so here, these intersections, they're not supposed to be turning right. They're not supposed to be doing certain things, but you still never know. So left car turns in front of a motorcyclist is the #1 cause of death for motorcyclists. So this is
that right there.
That right there is the #1 hazard when you have a green light right there. And a lot of people are they freak out about these areas, but use what you have, like that red car right there. I'm in the middle of traffic, so if I'm invisible to a motorist, if I'm crossing the intersection with other traffic, they're seeing the other traffic. So I'm using them as a way to get seen. Now, if you're out by yourself and there's no traffic for you to use, do what I did and was just like, okay, well, look at me, just moving back and forth. Look at me, look at me. Yeah, okay, good, very good. Now you see me, now I can go.
Get their attention.
Yeah, so also in the middle of a lot of these things, they're a little bumpy. So,
okay.
You see how bumpy it was?
Yep.
It's because the tires haven't worn down the street. This is my position. I'm in the faster lane, the left lane, but there's no traffic in front or in behind me. That's how I like it. I got an escape route to the right, and I got lane position 1 and 2 to the left. This is what I like. So if anybody wants to merge with me into this lane from the right, they should go into the first available lane, but if they don't, and they start creeping into my lane, I can evade to the left a little bit. So right here, we got an intersection. We're by ourselves, that same situation. Nobody's wanting to turn left except for this person. Keep an eye on him. Very good. So I saw that he slowed down. He actually saw me.
So you wouldn't have wanted to keep up with this traffic at all?
I don't care to. I don't. These are landmines.
Just for the intersection.
Yeah, I'm using them for what they are. They're big objects that. Oh, big pothole. Oh, I didn't even see that. See, that's one of the big issues. Still make those mistakes that it was covered up by that car, and I couldn't see the ground. That could have been pretty bad. But if you freak out about it, you try to turn right at the last second with that pothole, your tire is rotated, and now you're gonna fall over if you hit the brakes when you go over it. So I saw it, I was like, I gotta just do it, and it's just like going over an object. So you kind of just go straight over it. So that's you just gotta do it. You gotta commit to it. But yeah, it was a big pothole.
I felt it back here.
Yeah. So having a good, so this car right here, definitely would have went. Definitely would have went. So that's why I'm off to this side. So now we're with a bunch of traffic. I'm in this guy's mirror because I'm in this position, and then I got space to the left, and I'm presenting to myself to anybody in the median wanting to turn left in front of me.
Have you gone to that place, Hog City Cycle?
No, I have not. I haven't done much. Haven't done much. So this guy wants to turn left. Okay. So I'm using the traffic behind me to... He's not going to turn in front of them. He'll turn in front of me, but he won't turn in front of them. Alright, so this situation... I'm keeping an eye on that white car behind us. Okay, so they're giving us good space. You hear those sirens?
Yeah.
So keep an eye out. You don't know which direction they're coming from, but that will make people
freak out and want to get into the right. So.
Yeah, to the left. Okay, so that means their opticom system is going to change the
lights.
The lights. So it's not going to be any good for us.
There's the cop.
Okay, so I think that switched every light to red. So it's gonna change a new cycle. Okay, we got it, good.
Yay.
All right, when there's one, there's usually more. So keep an eye out for that.
So where would your escape routes be right here? Because we have this medium on this side.
Remember, escape routes aren't just left and right. It's forward and backwards also. So if I have to, I can accelerate through. I can accelerate out of that area because I don't like it. So that's another option. That's why I keep that space cushion, because I want that cushion behind these vehicles. All right, so we're here. Just gotta pull up to the back. Now a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'll just creep through and lane filter in the bike lane. I personally don't like doing that because see that pedestrian? One's if I went and I hit a pedestrian. I personally don't have the training for the lane filtering right now, so I don't do it.
On this bike?
Well, no, just right here. Plus, people turning right. One's if that car wants to turn right when I go right also. Yeah, and passing on the right is not good. So I just kind of leave it as is. There's no rush. It would have saved me 20 seconds. All right, so let's go pick up your Rebel after its 500-mile service.
Hey, most of the miles you put on.
It's true dat. There it is. So we're just gonna see about getting some spools for the bike.
Some what?
Some spools so I can lift the bike up on a stand.
Oh.
We gotta figure out what size they are for the Indian. All right, so once again, don't get off until I say so. And I'm ready, so go ahead and get off the left side like you did earlier. Very good. Cool. So that's kind of how I ride, and that's about half the stuff that goes through my head. There's stuff that's subconscious that I don't even think about.
That's not terribly a lot, but when you say it out loud, you do it in your car. It's literally what I do in my car all the time. It's just on the bike, you have to actually...
Just do the same thing. It's just that when you first start riding on a bike, you're focused on other stuff too.
Yeah, like when I'm riding my bike right now and going into the traffic, I'm be worried about me shifting correctly and going the right speed.
Yeah.
And then not paying attention to everybody else around me.
On the way back, remember the sun is in people's eyes.
So
People
they
going
won't
this way, the sun's in their eyes. So the people that want to turn left in front of you going this way when you're coming back, they'll have the sun in their eyes and you have one tiny headlight. They're not going to see you. So use the big trucks, like I said, use the traffic with you to go. I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll vlog that thing. All right? Okay. Every time you look, you're looking down, it's like aimed down.
Oh. I didn't want to break it. That's fine.
Well, the footage is now the whole 20 minutes that we did.
We'll see.